Hey everyone, it's Ari. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna be going into details how I do my foundation. This is basically my foundation routine at the moment. So if you guys want to see how I achieve this flawless foundation routine, then just keep on watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the end. Okay, so first thing first, I want to moisturize my face. The first moisturizer, I'm going in with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. I like using this one because it also helps plumps up the skin because of the hyaluronic acid in this moisturizer right here. And this one, it's also very lightweight. So I just let that kind of sit into my skin and kind of let my skin kind of just suck it up, because you don't want to add another product onto your skin while the moisturizer it's not dried yet, because that's how your foundation is not going to stick on. Now I'm going into this It Confidence in a Cream. It's a transforming moisturizing super cream anti-aging armor. So I like using this one because it does add moisture back into my skin. And then once again, I'm just gonna let this soak into my skin. Okay, so now I'm jumping into primer for the face. Some people, they just like to use moisturizer as the primer, but I felt like for me, sometimes I do like using a primer for the skin as well. So the primer that I have been using lately, it's also from It Cosmetic, and this one, it's the number 50 Serum Anti-Aging Collagen Veil Primer. But I also want to share with you guys what I do switch around for my foundation routine. Another primer that I do like is from e.l.f. This one, it's the Prep and Hydrate Balm. Going in with my primer. Okay, I forgot to put my eye cream, but I usually do this before my primer. I'm also using the It Confidence in an eye cream. Now I'm done prepping the face. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera. So now moving on to foundation. So my favorite foundation that I have been using lately, it's this one from Glossier. And this one, it's more of a skin tint where it just kind of gives you this hint of foundation to your face. And I've been loving it lately because my skin been super dried, and I felt like when I use a full coverage foundation, it just kind of seep into my fine lines and all my imperfection, which I hate, because I love to have this foundation on the face where it just leaves my face looking flawless. And lately I have not been getting any of that with my foundation, so this one I really do love. If you are someone who like a full coverage foundation, I do not recommend this one for you at all. This is more of a sheer and very lightweight coverage. All I like to do is just kind of drop it onto the face. And I like to go in with my brush from Juno. This is their ES13 brush. I do have a discount code with them. I will leave it in the description box for you guys. I also have an affiliate link with them as well, so go ahead if you guys want to check them out. So what I like to do is just kind of tap it into my skin. And this one do also leave your skin looking luminous, which I like because it gives me this healthy natural glow to the face. And as you guys can tell, it just gives me this beautiful glow. And I also love this brush because, as you guys can tell, it has like an angle flat top where it's just so easy to work with on the face and also on the nose area. With this foundation, I like using the NARS concealer in the shade Canal, just because I feel like the foundation itself, it's already a light coverage. I want to go in with the concealer that have a little bit more coverage, so I am using the NARS concealer for today. I also just pick up the Morphe concealer, which I also really love with this look as well. So I just put them right under the eyes. And with this one, I don't want to bring up too high onto the eyes. That part I'll just kind of blend it upward when I start blending it into the skin. And then I usually cream contour with this foundation routine. The one that I have been loving with this foundation routine, it's this one from LA Girl. So this one, it's in the shade Dark Cocoa. So what I like to do is put some of this on the back of my hand and just work with that. With this one, I usually do my nose last just because I found like this product do dry up fast on my skin for some reason. So I do my nose last. By the way, I also want to mention another contouring product that I do also use. This one is from Huda Beauty. I also just picked this up, but I really like this one. This one gives you a very natural contour on the face, which I love, and it's easy to work with. But today I'm just gonna go ahead and use the one that I do use the most, which is the LA Girl. So to blend this out, I like to use this brush from Juno. This is the ES15 brush. the reason why I like to work with my cream contour first before blending out my concealer, it's because if I do bring my contouring shade a little bit too high, I could just kind of blend out with my concealer just so my face won't look all crazy. And then I go back in with the same brush that I blend out the skin tint with, and I like to start right under the eyes. So as you guys can tell, I am just working in this area right here because I want to make sure all the concealer is blended in right here before I bring it upward. And as you guys can tell, the concealer, it's already giving me enough coverage, so I don't really need like that much coverage when it comes down to like the foundation. Now to set the under eyes, I'm gonna go into this glossier watered powder. This is in the shade G8 to G10. So I like to use a smaller brush. This is basically like an eyeshadow brush, but I like to use a smaller brush. You can use any brush that works for you, but I like to use a smaller brush, which is more precise for me. Now that I do have a little bit of wrinkles under the eyes, I just wanna make sure that those wrinkles do not show when I set them. To set the whole face, I like to go in with this e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Fair Light, and I just use a powder brush and just kind of tap it into my foundation. I don't ever sweep it. I just felt like it just kind of moved my foundation, and whatever product I use on top of it just don't go on nicely. So you guys can tell how matte your foundation is just by touching it. I hate touching my face with my palm, so I usually go and use the back of my hand. So whenever I'm doing somebody's makeup, I also do that to see how good their foundation is set on. If it's not set all the way, I will go in with some more powder just so it could last throughout the day. And then I like to go back in with my glossier powder.
And I'm just gonna let it bake, so when I start contouring the nose, it could just give me more of a thinner nose.
There we go. I know contouring and bronzing up the face is not the same thing, but it works for me, so I don't really care. So I like using these two. This one, it's the Bahama Mama from the Balm. And then, of course, my go-to, it's the Too Faced Solo Bronzer. This is in medium deep. I've been using this for a while now, and I still love it. So I do like using these two. So I feel like this one, it's a little bit darker compared to this one. So if I do decide to contour with the powder, I usually go in with this one, and to bronze up the face, I like to go in with this one. So to darken up my contour a little bit, I will go in with my Bahama Mama bronzer. I'm also going to be using my Morphe E4 brush. It's like an angle contouring brush. And put that right there. And also on the temples area, on the forehead. And then I just kind of softly blend it upward. Now to bronze up the face, I like to also go in with the same brush. Sometimes I like to go in with a bigger brush, which is this one right here. I have a similar one. It's just this one, it's more of a rose gold. So what I do is just basically go into my bronzer from Too Faced. And this one, since it's a bronzer, I like to kind of bring it down a little bit instead of just working it upward. For the nose area, I like to go in with my bronzer and not the shade that I used to contour with. Now moving on to blush, I like using this one from MAC. This one, it's in the Breath of Plum. It's more on the mauve shade, which I love because it just goes with every makeup look I do. And then I also like their Desert Rose, which you guys see me use this a whole lot. I also like using this one from No Cosmetics. This one, it's in Starred Copper. And the reason why I like this one is because when I'm doing more of a nudie look, this blush just kind of add a little bit of color to the blush area, but it also goes nicely with the nude look that I have on my face as well. And then of course, I also have been using this a whole lot This is from the Balm as well. So this is the Girls Getaway Trio Blush Palette. I also like using this on my client as well. This one is really pretty. You can mix the shade or just use them by itself. But I like using the middle one. Sometimes I do mix them up, but the middle shade, it's my favorite. So since today my eyes is more on the mauve kind of burgundy side, I'm gonna go in with this blush from the Balm, and I'm gonna be using the middle shade. So I just like to tap the blush into my skin or my foundation. Now for highlighter, I do have two highlighters that I use a whole lot when it comes down to this foundation routine. The first one is from MAC, it's this one right here, and this one it's in Double Gleam, and the other one is from Dose of Colors in Fugal, and I like this one because of the shade of it and how pigmented and soft it is. So for today's look, I'm gonna go in with this one from Dose of Color, and I'm using this brush for La Beauty Soy. To set the face, I like to go in with my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. This one has been my favorite for the longest. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this foundation routine. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.